Hey everybody, welcome to Ginza. Behind me is a bank of vending machines, and this in my hand is one of the first, if not the first, canned coffee in Japan since 1969. They're celebrating well, it was 55 years ago that the vending machines for coffee debuted at the 1970 Osaka Expo, and they're going to be doing the Osaka Expo again in 2025 this year, starting pretty soon, if not already. The pavilions are being built, they're putting the finishing touches off of it, but this is the original, and a lot of people don't know. You come to Japan and you try the canned coffee, it's so darn good. So I thought in this episode we would look back at the history of the canned coffee and then try out a bunch of them because they're all kind of different, and is the original the best? So if you go back to the history of canned coffee, you can see this is one of the first vending machines from 1970. You can see it's a UCC. They're really hard to find now. In fact, this coffee, the UCC coffee, I had to look around this area and it's only at like budget vending machines now. They used to have their own vending machines, so it takes some time to try to find it. I eventually found one, I don't know, about a kilometer down the road, and it's like at a budget one with a bunch of I don't know, mixed up drinks from different companies. There's UCC's got a couple of canned coffees, and including the bigger pet bottle types that aren't pet bottle. That's actually just a hot can. But what's really interesting about the drinks here is that they're heated. How you doing, everybody? They're heated, and that's what makes it so unique. And I think when especially in the winter, grabbing one of these, putting it in your coat pocket, it keeps you warm for a little bit, and then you can crack it open like this. And have a hot coffee anywhere. I don't know why they didn't pick black coffee without sugar, but this one has milk and sugar. I guess back in the 1970s, 1969, this is the way people like to have it because Japan is a tea drinking culture. They didn't have, like a lot of coffee shops all over the place like they did in other places. So I think that, let's see here, it is 4.1% milk. So they're using pretty much heavy whole milk in here. It's sweet, but not overly sweet. It's got that coffee flavor, but it's certainly not like black coffee, and it's certainly not dark roasted coffee. It's good. It's refreshing. This is the milk coffee that I probably grew up with. It tastes almost like instant coffee, but it doesn't really make too much of a difference. UCC is a pretty incredible brand. It stays warm. Incredible brand. I'm gonna tell you why about that in a second. But it stays warm for about, I don't know, like 15 minutes or so. It just depends how cold it is outside. But for the most part, I found that if you keep it in your jacket pocket, if you have a down jacket close to your body, it can keep warm for about 35 minutes or so, which is pretty nice, especially in the coldest of weather. I want to say thank you to our sponsor for this episode, Magical Trip. You guys know that in the main channel and a couple of other times I have gone on trips with them, so I want to say thank you to them. I took a trip around Shinjuku for a night foodie tour. I also went around Kyoto, going to dinners with their tour guide there, and it was a really good experience because having a guide really unlocks a lot of the information that you wouldn't get normally as a tourist. So I want to say thank you to Magical Trips for sponsoring this episode. The experience that I had with my friends in Hiroshima here, going to the museum and meeting their great uncle who was a teacher and survived the bomb. It came in the next day. It was really something that opened my eyes to hear from a local like that, as well as this Kyoto foodie tour, going out with a group of other friends, because I was traveling alone, making a video on this. Having somebody who was local really brings out the experience, because it can be intimidating to go into some of these restaurants. But I also made a lot of friends, and as somebody who lives here in Tokyo, and I was at the time before I was married, this was a really neat experience, and I got a chance to eat a heck of a lot of food. So Magical Trip, I put links in the description for them. They're giving a 5% discount for anybody who goes uses the coupon code. I guess it's only in Japan. You can go in there and try one of the trips that are listed, and you're gonna have a pretty good time, because I certainly did. All right, let's get back to it here. Thank you very much, Magical Trip. It's like a win-win because a lot of you are looking for that experience as well. All right, let's try another coffee here. One of the biggest competitors to UCC coffee was Wonda, and I wanted to try that next. DyDo is pretty good there. Wonda coffee, and then Boss coffee. Oh, here's Wonda. So I don't know which one to get here. This one is the Brazil blend, but it's cold, so make sure you're getting a hot one here. The hot ones are usually around from the end of October, depending on what part of Japan, to around the beginning of April. This one looks like the Demitasse is a long-standing one, but I think this one is an espresso, the gold and the morning shot. All right, let's go for the morning shot here. 140 yen, wow. Oh, it's coming out nice and hot. The morning shot has been around since 2002. I've been in Japan since 1998. I was a big fan of Wonda for one reason. I don't know. Back in the day, and this is smaller, it's certainly smaller than the UCC can of coffee here, but back in the day, I don't know if you guys remember, well, you wouldn't remember this, you weren't here, but Tiger Woods was doing commercials for Wonda coffee. Check this out here. This is a retro commercial of Tiger Woods doing one of these, and some of the biggest athletes, stars, Hollywood actors were doing these commercials in Japan, and they would never do something in the Japanese market. Maybe the money was so good, but Tiger Woods in his prime was a Wonda guy. I don't remember what coffee he was doing right there, but this one's been around since 2002, so I'm guessing that it's certainly one of the unique ones. What's interesting, I guess they're using Kilimanjaro coffee. What is interesting about this is the coffee cans have a texture to it, and it's not just the taste of it, it's also the visual, but also the feel. So Japanese marketers are so genius when it comes to marketing canned coffee, because the can is so unique. It's got a feel in your hands. It feels really good, grippy, you know? Morning shot, look at that. You grip it like that. So that's kind of a unique thing here for grip. All right, let's try this out here and compare it with the UCC. All right, that UCC was pretty smooth. This one's a little bit more bitter, but it's a little bit sweeter, and it doesn't have as more. I think the milk used in this one is a lot better. It literally says milk coffee, but for the morning shot, this is something I think would definitely wake me up. It seems like it's going to have more caffeine. You can taste it from the bitterness of it. It doesn't quite say explicitly on the back, but it's made from domestic milk, sugar, coffee, and dextrin and casein. There's a little bit of sodium and vitamin C in there. It's good. It's a little bit more bitter. It certainly tastes stronger. It tastes stronger. That's pretty good. I don't know. It's certainly different. All right, let's go in here. The next one I wanted to try. I don't even know if they got it. Do they have the Boss coffee? There's so many different brands. There's so many different vending machines. Tully's is a chain here. Check it out. Tully's is a chain here that is competing with Starbucks. I think there was a Northwest American chain. They went out of business in the US, but they're still here in Japan, which is fascinating. Oh, here we go. So I don't see the rainbow Boss coffee anymore. So we're gonna have to go, look at that. They've gone Pokemon Ball with the Boss here. Should we try that one? I don't know, what is that? Extra. No, you know what? I think let's go just normal. Black. Black is always good, but I think we're gonna go with the normal coffee here. I'm surprised they don't have that rainbow coffee. That's the one that's so popular. All right, let's go with black. I don't know. What do you guys think in the comments below? While we're doing that, everybody knows why this coffee in particular is quite famous. Again, the marketing for Japanese coffee, because this industry is so massive. Tommy Lee Jones, going way back, I guess the friendship that he has between the Boss Coffee president, it's quite a strong one, where even now he's pretty much retired from acting. He's still doing these kinds of commercials here for Boss Coffee. He'll make the trip maybe just to see his friend and do a commercial. So that's kind of interesting. So I don't know, which Boss coffee do you think? Everyone's saying go for the black. That rainbow coffee though is quite good. It's hard, it's not here. You see Tommy Lee Jones, he's was an alien in those. All right, let's just get it, the black one. It's good for comparison here. Jason's like black. Do it. All right, they go for the long marketing here, the horizontal way. Okay, it's certainly hot. This thing is emanating heat. It's a lot hotter than, it's a lot, and I had coffee before when I first woke up here, so this is, I'm gonna be buzzing pretty much after this one. They've really done a great job with putting a lot of information on the can. There's a QR code as well for campaigns. Now you don't, they used to give out these stickers. You'd get this, I actually won some stuff. I don't remember from, I think it was Georgia, which is the Coca-Cola brand. We'll try one of them next. But you used to be able to get these little stickers off of the cans. You peel off the sticker and then you'd put them onto a sheet and you'd fill it up with all of the stickers and then you would send the sheet in and enter the campaign and then win something. And I think almost everybody won something because if you have that kind of dedication, but it got me drinking that Georgia coffee for quite, yeah, it was Georgia, for quite a long time. This is so hot. Oh. Oh my God. So on cold winter days, I think sometimes I wouldn't even drink the coffee when it was hot. I would store it inside my jacket. It's black coffee for sure. It's not, no sugar in there. But the thing with this is that it tastes like it's too watered down. It's definitely, I guess they'd call it American coffee, which is, I know, I've been to ryokan and I've been able to traditional Japanese inns, and I've been to places where they had like these self-serve coffees, and then they had one that was blended coffee and then American coffee. And I asked what was the difference, and he goes, American coffee is just watered down coffee. It's weaker. It's like, all right, I guess because then you can drink a 32-ounce mug of it, whereas a blended coffee, you probably don't need to drink as much. Something in between an espresso and American coffee. This would be American coffee. It is not so bitter. It's pretty smooth. It's certainly got caffeine in there, but it doesn't have any, no sugar, no milk, of course. But I don't know. It's basically like hot water with a little bit of coffee taste and not enough bitterness for me. But it's smooth. That much I can tell you. So basically it's a good, yeah, it doesn't have much taste to it, which is kind of a shame. But you know, I think if you just want a refreshing hot drink, this might be it. You could drink this instead of, you know, coffee, I guess. Not so bitter, perfect. Promoting gimmick. Yeah, you know, maybe that it comes down to perfect. Coffee's like this thing, it just depends on what kind of a drinker you are. For me, I kind of like having that bitterness. I like having a punch to it. Perhaps less based on punch, rather glide into something in the morning. Coffee Jesus, that's very well said. I think that might be what they were aiming for. All right, I want to try this Georgia coffee now. This is the fourth one we're going in. Now, this is the one that's been around as long as I have in Japan. The Emerald Mountain Blend has been here forever. And then they have all these other varieties. So you gotta try this Emerald Mountain Blend for sure. Oh, there's no, oh, here. Oh, there's a little bell that played. All right, let's give this a try here. The thing with the vending machines is sometimes they have, it turns into like a smoking area, so you get like wafting smoke coming in at you. Well, I mean, you have to try all sorts of different coffees to find out which one kind of is the best. But so far, the most satisfying one is the UCC to me. So the original is the best, but it's sweet. It's a sweet coffee, okay? It's maybe too sweet. All right, let's try. This is the one that's been around forever. The Emerald Mountain blend. The packaging, the marketing for it has changed over the years, but Dimmy DM writes in here, get another one. Oh my gosh, what are you gonna do to me? I'm already pretty caffeinated. I've always had a lot of fun. So this is gonna be pretty, I've always liked this one, so this is gonna be a pretty good competitor to this one. Let's go check it out and see what happens. You never know. Oh, that had a little bit of a hiss to it. This is very comparable to the UCC coffee. Probably, again, this would be the gold standard. This has been around for at least 30 years, it seems like. I've been here for 27 almost. So I've always had, this has always been in a vending machine here. But you can tell why. It's kind of, this one has a little bit more bitterness than the UCC one, which makes it taste a little bit more premium to me. It's got more of a coffee taste. Both of them are very hot, but all right. I gotta really compare this here. All right. This one's not, I think that this one's using real sugar, maybe. This one tastes, you can kind of taste that fake syrupy sugar. I get the feeling like this isn't, there's something off with the sugar, the sweetener in here. Let me see if I can read the label here. It just says sato, sugar. I don't know what kind of sugar it is. It could be corn syrup or something, but it just doesn't taste this. You can tell that it's a different kind of sugar, whatever they're using. And this is from Coca-Cola brand, so probably read between the lines here. All right, that was our fourth one. All right, Dimmy writes in, we have to get another one, so I'll do one more. Now here's the thing. All right, this one is DyDo. And often DyDo is in the budget machines. Again, make sure Simitai, these are the cold ones, and these are the hot ones. DyDo, here you go, is 100 yen for these. This is the original, and this is the one we're gonna try here. But they typically have cheaper coffees. These ones are more high quality, so they're 140. I guess they're high quality. And this one is their milk coffee. Maybe that's the one to go for. And there's the original blended. Or let's go with the blended one. This one speaks English too. So let's do this here. I'm gonna put the microphone near here so you can maybe hear it.
DyDo 的自动售货机，请把钱投入后，按喜欢的商品按钮。谢谢，欢迎您再次光临。
It said shay shay to me. What's this? Some kind of campaign going on there. Interesting. What is that here? Download. Oh, download it and then you can get... See, they're doing all these kind of campaigns here. The vending machines are so interactive. It takes cash. It takes EC cards, digital money here. It has different buttons for language support. So basically, there's even a translation app that you can download to understand it in even more languages. And this can is emanating, it is radiating heat. Oh my goodness. All right, let's do this. It's so hot. It's so hot. The original since 1975. So this would be definitely a competitor to this one. The size is smaller. You can see UCC is much bigger, but they've added in real milk. So this is going to be, it's going to be quite a test as we have construction going on. These vending machines are pretty convenient for the construction workers. Here we go. The original DyDo, the blend. All right. It's not bad. They taste almost identical. It's like, I prefer this one because I can taste the creaminess of the milk. So the milk has definitely a better flavor with the UCC coffee. Oh. The sweetener on this one isn't as good, but it's got a little bit more bitter taste. And then the DyDo. The sweetness is good. There's definitely a pleasing bitterness. It's not very strong and not very bitter. But the milk is different. I don't know if it's like a creamer or what. It says here that it's using domestic milk, but the milk is different. It tastes, it has a different consistency to it. Fascinating. That is fascinating. I don't know. I think it comes down to like the thing with this one, and this is the original. This is the original. It's just that it even says so here. It's got like all this information on the can here. They call it the Pioneer. UCC, the Pioneer makes the canned. Wait, the Pioneer maker of the canned liquid coffee in Japan. Come on and enjoy the original taste. I like the fact that it says "come on." I can't even zoom in. It says "come on" right there. That's hilarious. Maybe they're using evaporated milk, condensed milk. I'm not really sure. It just says milk on the can. But bottom line, this is just still the most pleasing coffee. It seems like they're just using 4% milk, which is what whole milk is in Japan. It's 4%. 4.1% here. 250 grams. It's from Hyogo, which is near Kobe. I don't know. I tried 5. I'm gonna be caffeinated up for the rest of the day, which is great because I got a lot of editing to do. Let's see if I can hold up all 5 here. I don't think I can. I don't think I can do it. This could go wrong. All right, I tried all 5 of these. And the winner is the original. I still like the original, but I think though, like the longer you're staying here in Japan, the more you're gonna get a chance to try them. And once you find one that you like, typically, and this is for Japanese as well, they stick to the same coffee, they stick to the same brand. And there's been over the course of the last like 30, 40 years, 27 in my case, where like because of the campaigns that they had, or the machine that was just closest to your office or your business, you would go there and then you would get those stickers and try those campaigns. And you became somewhat impartial to that brand because you found a brand that you liked and you consistently stuck to it. But I think nowadays in the digital world and all this, people are a little bit more fluid, the younger generation perhaps, but I could tell that the old timers, maybe I might be in that department, we certainly have a brand. I used to be into the Kilimanjaro. Here's another thing with the vending machines. This is the thing that kind of makes me a little bit disappointed in it. I'll say I'm gonna remove the gimbal here. The thing with the vending machines is that a lot of these drinks here will not be here in, like this one here. This is a sweet potato brulee, okay? That's not gonna be here in a year. So you'll find a drink that you really love, and then a year later it's gone, or even faster than that, it's gone. Oh. I want to take you over to another vending machine really quickly. I'm just going to leave my bike there for a second. I want to see if I can find something that's more unique just to end this episode here. Maybe I'll find one more coffee to drink. There's another machine that tourists have found and they've really invaded. That's not the right word. They've infested? Infested? No, that's not the right word. They've really taken over that machine, and and it's just around the corner here. Let's go check it out. That one that I was at, the tourists have not found that machine yet. It is so warm right now. It feels like spring is here. It's definitely the cherry blossoms are gonna be coming out a little bit earlier than usual if this weather sticks. Which it usually doesn't. All right, here. Joy, I don't know. English language escapes me. All right, this vending machine bank is quite prolific. Oh, here we go. Polka coffee. That's been around for quite a long time. That's a competitor. Let's see here. The Georgia. Oh, here's the rainbow. Maybe you'll have to get that. I can be like Tommy Lee. What else? Oh, so Kirin has fire. And this is not quite as old, but the fire ones are usually quite good, and they have the ridged cans. The gold, this one is maybe the most famous of them all. I wish I could have done it here. The signal was not as dependable. Here's the DyDo coffee, we had that. And then the Tullies as well. Tullies, a lot of people have been telling me don't get the ones in the plastic PET bottles because they've been heated. There's microplastics leaching into the coffee. I'm not sure about that, but some people have told me that. I still get it every now and then. I had this hojicha just the other day. If you don't like coffee, this hojicha from Itoen, which is the biggest green tea manufacturer, is quite good. And there's one coffee that is really hard to find in Tokyo. This one is also quite good. Oshiroko. This is like a red anko bean drink. Yeah, there you go. So nothing too different, but we did find the Boss rainbow coffee. So I can now say for sure they still have them here. They still have them here. I used to live before I moved to Tokyo. I lived in the countryside in Japan, and I lived also in Tochigi, and I also lived in Fukushima, and I lived in Ibaraki for a little bit in a town called Hitachi, Naka Hitachi, and they had there. Coca-Cola had this drink from Georgia called Max Coffee. Max Coffee. If you ever see it, it's in a yellow can, yellow and black. It is the sweetest coffee that you could find. They used to have a train called the Max train, and that was going up the Joban line, I believe, and I used to ride that, and I don't know why they call it Max Coffee, but oh my God, that was sweet. And I would drink it all the time because it was just, it's like, all right, you know, like some people like 1 lumps or 2. These are the people who like 3 lumps or 4. And you guys are out there. The Max Coffee, you can find it now all around the country more, even at the convenience stores. But at the time, I could only find Max Coffee up in Ibaraki, Tochigi, along the Joban line. I don't know, but nowadays it's all over. We just can't find it right now here. So here we are back to this coffee bank where the tourists usually aren't taking it over. But yeah, there you go. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. This is a historical thing, you know, because since the canned coffee is turning 55 years old because of the Osaka Expo this year, I think you might hear a little bit more from UCC Coffee. And I heard a rumor that UCC Coffee actually owns like 75 or 80% of the Jamaican Blue Mountain coffee for their Jamaican Blue Mountain coffee blends here in Japan. And Japanese love that branded coffee, so blended coffee. So the Jamaican Blue Mountain, the Japanese have, Japan UCC in particular, has a big interest in the Jamaican coffee business. So there you go. If you have any questions, you can leave them in the comments below. I want to say thank you to Magical Trip for sponsoring this episode. If you are in Tokyo, go check them out. Use that coupon code, get 5% off, just only in Japan. And let me know what you thought, because I had a lot of fun on my trip. I think you will too. I'll see you in another live stream tomorrow morning. I'm planning to go to a popular tourist destination, and like where a lot of people like to go, and I'll try to take you with me. Let's just keep it at that. Tonight I'm trying to upload a video on the main channel. I'm waiting for some feedback from somebody, but it's this one here. It's an episode on the far west of Tokyo, and I went with my family. Leo's eating shioyaki, which is ayu fish. This is an edited video on my other channel, the main channel, stories. I think you're really gonna like it, and you go take a look at a new area of Tokyo that tourists just don't go to. 99% of tourists never leave the city center and go to the extremities, to the mountains or to the islands called the Shima region. So this video should be released sometime tonight. All right, everybody, take care. Mata ne. And I am done with the coffee. I am so done. That's a lot. The winner, though, is the original. I just like the original. I like the milk taste in it. It's just really satisfying. Mata ne.